I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got.
Let me get some money, babe. I say, man, I ain't got no money. That money you be seeing me with on Instagrams, that be fake money, man. That be prop money. This is not my money, girl. I do not have nothing.
Yeah, what up? How y'all doing? This is Royce Media. This is Mr. Royce of Royce Media coming at you guys with another video, with another live stream. We're about to have some fun. If you ain't already having fun out there at the club or doing whatever you do, yeah, check it out. You know, some of y'all gonna be hitting up that last call. Yeah. How y'all doing tonight? Is everybody good? I hope so. Man, I was supposed to go live earlier, but OBS decided it wanted to be a little bitch. So I had to schedule for this later time. But we are here. How y'all doing tonight, man? Y'all good? Everybody straight out there? I hope so. The weekend is here, man. Thank God it's Friday. Yeah. Well, we're going to do a week in review. This is episode 5, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff that happened this past week. Pretty entertaining stuff. Some of it is downright crazy, but hey, you know, it is what it is. You know, trying to make sure I got this Facebook stream going. Seemed like it wants to act funny, for whatever reason. I have no idea. Give me a headache. I can see myself. Can y'all see me? I hope so. Yeah. I'm gonna give people a little bit more time to enter into the chat rooms so that they can be a part of the show. Comment if they like to, and we'll make it happen. I don't know, man. You know what? It seems like Facebook is acting goofy too. You know. Uh, yeah, man. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up, man. Sitting out here in my lanai, hanging out, cooling the weather. It's about 76, 77 degrees. I can't complain. You know. So yeah, I don't Facebook. Facebook is acting real weird. But it's showing I'm here. So we're gonna rock out regardless. I know most of the people I get in here, they are on YouTube. So, shout out to everybody on YouTube that supports the channel. Hopefully we can get some people in Rumble. Hopefully we can get some people on Facebook, man. You never know. We'll see, man. So a lot of stuff happened this week. One of the big things, and I talked about this last couple of days, has been the excuse me, soft guy trolling. And it has been pretty hilarious. I tell you, I think a lot of people see it for what it is, which is it's a, it's a joke, but some people are taking it very serious, and it's not serious, but I do think that there's going to be certain implications with it, and I am here for the shenanigans because it is highly entertaining. So, ooh, I got the hiccups. That's not good. Not while I'm trying to do this broadcast here. So apparently the creator of Sprinkle Sprinkle, who is She-Ra 7, she's weighed in on the soft guy trolling, and she had some things to say. And so in her chat room, they start trolling her about a wig. They start trolling her about her wigs, man. You know. Let me see if I can find some video of people trolling She-Ra 7 about a wig. It's pretty funny, man. See if I can pull this up. I'll share the video with you guys so we can take a look and laugh together. I think laughter is good for the soul, even if you're laughing at other people. whether they want you to laugh at them or not. Let me see if I can pull this up. Won't let me find it. Let me see. I think I might have found She-Ra 7 getting trolled by chat. Let's see if we can find. See if we can find this. Man, it was tearing her up, boy. It was funny. It was letting her have it. Yeah. Let me. No, we don't want to do that. Let me do this. See if I can find this. I was watching a video by Media Tutorial and Reviews, and he was talking about it, how her chat was trolling her. So I'm trying to pull up the video now, but for some reason YouTube is being a little bitch too. So let's see if we can find it. Let me see if we can find it right here. I think I might have found something. Stand by, people. Let me see if I could pull this up. We might have struck gold. Yesterday, I was showing some of the soft guy era guys, some of the videos that they made on X, formerly known as Twitter. And man, they was trolling hard. Especially shout out to Brad and Chad, because they took the ball and ran with it, and it was comedy gold. Man, they are really enjoying this whole soft guy era situation. So let me see if I can pull this up. Stand by.
To the channel, sprinkle sprinkle. Y'all click the like button and subscribe if y'all are new.
Drizzle drizzle.
Thank y'all for being here. I see a lot of you guys waiting. Okay, I'm here. So we're going to be talking about mean women get more than nice women. Everyone knows this is true.
Oh, do we?
I can vouch for it. When I was my nicest, I got less. When I was my meanest, I got more. Okay? I'm just trying to help y'all. If y'all want more tips and clues, on how to act this way, get Sprinkle Sprinkle. It is listed in the description bar. It is on Amazon. Sprinkle Sprinkle by Shira 7. Go ahead and get it. You won't regret it.
She also has a book titled I Bring Nothing to the Table.
So
So C-Rod 7 has a book that says I bring nothing to the table. I think it is the most accurate description yet of her and many of the content creators of her ilk on social media. With the stuff they say and with stuff we see, yeah, they don't bring much other than looks, and most of them don't look all that good. But we're gonna continue. Fair use, fair use. Shout out to MTR.
If anything, she's hilarious.
mean women typically means that you have standards,
Okay.
that you don't take no BS, and that you want what you want and you said what you said. And if they can't deliver, then you're going to be upset about it until you get your way. This is the definition of what most men call mean women.
If this was not a grown ass woman and this was a child, we would say that this is being a brat, not getting what you want. And complaining about it until you do. So she's instructing women to be babies.
And a lot of men secretly like mean women because it makes them better as
No,
a
we
man.
Uh, Gentlemen out there in the audience, let me ask you something. Do you like mean women, let alone mean people? I don't like mean people. I know for myself, I don't like mean people, and I especially don't like mean women. I don't have the time or mental energy for it. I like nice. I mean, it's one thing if you're the type of person that makes jokes and stuff. Yeah, okay. But if you're just mean, walking around here with a tight jaw, eh, I don't like that. I don't even waste my time. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
No, we don't.
It teaches the man how to treat you. And it also gives them a challenge. And it also feels like their job is never done, so they must continue on. It also engages them in an emotional connection to you because even anger or being mean to someone angers them, which is still an emotion. So if you allow them to feel some type of emotion, even if it's anger towards you, you're still luring them in. Okay. So this is why mean women get more and men are more emotionally.
Hold on, man. I'm sitting up here running my mouth. Um, what I was saying was, I'll be honest, I've heard this before out of women, and I that you have women out here who they subscribe to this idea of being mean to the men that are important to them in their lives somehow motivates those men. Yeah, it motivates those men, all right, to go seek happiness elsewhere. And you wanna be a mean woman, you might find yourself being a sister wife and not know it. you know, straight up. This whole idea of being mean to the person that cares about you the most, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
Attached. So when you're too nice, there's no challenge there. There's no standards there. They can get away pretty much with anything. There's nothing to you. You're nice to everyone.
You know how you can really and truly get a man attached to you is to be nice to him, which is the exact opposite of the advice that you're giving to the losers on your channel. See that every
I'll tell you something. The nice women that I know, they are revered and adored by many people, the people around her. Nice women make you want to do nice things for them, they make you want to respect them and give them, female privilege. I don't know what this crazy fool is talking about, but she's not the only one that says this. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use. Hold on, let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Mike Reed, what up, bro? How you feeling? Shira 7 sounds like a He-Man character from my childhood. That or a backup singer for Prince. R.I.P. R.I.P. to Prince. Man, yeah, she's way out. She looks like Miss Piggy and she keeps petting that wig. And we're gonna get to that part. Let me get on it over here. Fair use, fair use. Let's continue.
information is not about how to be feminine or how to be beautiful or how to be inspiring, how to be supportive, how to be coachable, things that you could do to retain a man of quality, value, and substance. But no, the guidance is to be mean to him. A masculine man is not going to respond to a woman being mean or acting like a brat in a positive way. And I know a lot of you guys are in the comment section like, MTR, why do you even have to describe this? Look at her comment section. Been trying to tell my friends this for years. Years, caps locks. Makes sense. Chiroo. These chicks are going out in the dating market thinking that this shit is very chiroo. How to be mean without having masculine energy. Please, Lord Sprinkle, tell us. How mean is too mean, though? I do have all of that. They treat me poorly because they're all insecure. They can't understand why the men I deal with put up with me because I'm a bitch.
Gentlemen, we're gonna stop right here. I have been known to call women bitches that are mean, and I have no problem with doing it in the past, and I will continue to do it. If you act like a bitch, I will call you. I will assign you the appropriate title. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
It's chess, not checkers. Matter of fact, for the rest of this video, I'm gonna play this with the comments on the side.
They're not special enough for you to be mean to.
So you can read it.
So this is why I'm telling y'all, being mean is going to get you way more, but you got to look good while you're mean because mean and ugly don't go together.
She got a point.
You know what? I'll give her that because mean, attractive women seem to get more leeway. If you're mean and you're ugly, that you got to pick a struggle because if you're mean and ugly, then you're like one of those pit bulls from that old DMX video. Which one is that? Stop, drop, and he had the pit bull in there shaking the tire. That's pretty much what it is. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
Okay. And since I said that, y'all are probably wondering, well, what if I'm ugly? Do I have to be nice? No, you got to get pretty and then you can be mean. Okay. You got to find a way to look better than whatever else that man can get. And then you can be mean to him. So what I'm trying to tell you, ladies, is if you don't consider yourself attractive to most men your age, then go find one a little bit older or less attractive than you. Get gussied up and look your best. And then you can practice the mean, technique. But you got to get in where you fit in. Okay?
All right, listen up, ladies. If there are any ladies out here watching this video, if you listen to She-Ra 7, especially with them older guys, the guys that got nothing to lose, you're gonna wind up with your head stuck between the refrigerator and the dishwasher being mean. Mark my words, I've seen it thousands of times. I did 29 years of law enforcement, and I had to go to a lot of domestics, and some woman went too far, and next thing you know, her head was stuck between the dishwasher and the refrigerator. Let's go. Continue. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
You got to get in where you fit in. When you're making demands, when you're asking for something, when you're insinuating that you need or want something, you must look better and good. You must look better than him, and you must look really good. So
Man, I tell you, YouTube is tripping with these commercials tonight. Here we go. Let's continue.
he gets emotionally pulled in, upset when you don't get your way, and then he feels like he has to meet your standards for whatever it is you're asking for. Okay? Believe it or not, when you are angry, when you are upset, when you are mad at a man, it means you actually care, or at least it gives the illusion that you care. Because if you wouldn't be sitting here wasting your time, repeating yourself, demanding what you require, if you didn't feel anything for this particular person, you would just go on to the next and find another one. This is why men like mean women subconsciously. Oh, Amelia, sprinkle, sprinkle, thank you, girl. And of course, it makes him a better man, like Jen 10 said, and I said earlier too. It makes them want to get up and do more. It makes a man want to figure out how to please you and how to do right by you and how to make you happy so that they're happy. You see? And so it pushes them to that next level to get up and go put in more effort for themselves and for you.
Men that are attracted to mean women have normalized meanness more often than not through watching their mother's actions throughout their life. So because they've seen that meanness, they've seen the mother be mean to her follow-up boyfriends throughout her life, so they subconsciously look for that toxicity within their own relationships.
But I say earlier, gentlemen, there are guys out here who they like that being, they like that sassiness. They, I don't get it. To me, it's just it's like a form of BDSM, but you do have guys out there like that, especially among black guys. I like her. I like a chick with an attitude. Even LL Cool J made a song about a chick with a bad attitude. You know, so you do got weirdos out there that do like that. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
But again, to all of these women that are just eating this shit up, healthy masculine men run away from mean women. It's crazy for me to think all of the simps that get taken advantage of women just like this. It's astounding.
And the outcome is literally them being more successful, knowing how to make you happy with ease, and never taking you for granted. Right? They will never take you for granted if you're mean. They can't do it. And a lot of people don't realize, if you're number one in your life, you teach people how to treat you. You're going to be number one in everyone's life, or number whatever you want to be. But you're going to be the best in everyone's life, or they're going to want to please you no matter what. They're going to want to come to you and give you whatever you asking for. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you need to treat yourself, and you need to be mean about it, and you need to keep your standards always. You keep your standards, they can't mess with you. Never lower your standards, or always keep them. Keep them, and keep them to where they are beneficial to you at all times.
I got to say this. There is nothing wrong with having standards. Everyone should have standards. Everyone should have boundaries. There is no problem with me when it comes to that. But you can say no with a smile. You can say no without any malice. And I don't think this weirdo understands it. And make no mistake, she's a weirdo. But like I said, she looks like Miss Piggy. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
Okay. You're always going to be beneficial. You said nice girls finish last. Okay. This is your Bible study. Y'all are so silly. Well, anyway.
It's crazy to me that modern women legitimately hate male-focused like dating podcasts, that they come over to this side of the internet and call the men incels, but they don't have the same type of energy for ridiculous shit like this. We promote self-development. We promote high integrity. We promote not lying to women and telling them the truth. We promote being strong fathers, being there for your children, not getting taken advantage of. But we get labeled incels? Why are these not labeled femcells?
Always demand what you want. And if you don't get it, don't accept it or don't use it or give it away. And they'll learn. Gypsy Hustles. This wig is really nice. It really is. I just put a scarf on it because someone gifted me a scarf.
This is where they start trolling her wig. What up there looking like an extra from Pirates of the Caribbean, the crazy scarf on their head, looking like one Pac. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
One of my subscribers actually sent me this wig, so y'all are doubting other women's business. Y'all need to stop that. That's another thing that we need to talk about. This is why so many women don't like to be friends with other women. Y'all gotta stop that. Seriously.
They trolling her in the comments.
I'm so serious. Unless you sell wigs and you finna send me a free and better one, y'all don't have to say nothing, man. Oh, Rose, Lovery, Sprinkle. Thank you, girl. Yes, like if you like honestly, this is why a lot of women don't have friends.
Hey, watch she keep stroking that wig like it's a pet cat or something. She got a dead cat upside her head. Let's continue. Fair use.
Because y'all can't just let it be.
She actually referenced somebody that's not in her live chat anymore. So when that happens, that means that she blocked them.
Always gotta say something. It's like it's weird. This is why a lot of women are like, you know what? I'm better off solo.
Sprinkle.
By myself.
Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, that was enough of that video. I got tired of looking at her. Angry Man did a stream yesterday where he was showing her husband James, who's an older guy. He was he basically was giving her head between the refrigerator and dishwasher treatment, and you seen what was really going on with that. And so I'm like, yeah, she's doing a lot of capping. She's doing a lot of capping. She's doing it for the fans because her her fans, they eat that nasty girl persona. They eat that up because they are nasty girls. And so she's entertaining her audience, and which all content creators should. But you know she showed basically a lot of what a lot of that mean girl and stuff she says is cap. It's cap. So we'll see. Oh, let's check this out, man. So apparently Antifa has announced that they will destroy the racist Hells Angels. Now, Antifa are they are allegedly anti-fascist, and they have taken it upon themselves to protect um, leftist protest groups, and apparently they have set their sights on the Hells Angels. I don't know how true that is, but I do know that the Hells Angels, which is a 1% biker gang, 1% meaning that they are outlaws. They don't, they're outlaws, and which that's a pretty plain statement. They don't follow the law, and they are basically white gang members. So, it'll be interesting to see um Antifa try to lock horns with the Hells Angels. I would love to be a fly on the wall to see that. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this right here on Twitter. It's not a video, it's just a photograph. But what do you all think of that? Antifa announces that they will destroy the Hells Angels. Who else are they gonna buy drugs from? That's the question I have. Who else is Antifa going to buy drugs from? You know, you are playing with, some old school nasty boys. The Hells Angels have been nasty for a long time. Um, if they put out something like that, they are asking for trouble, and I would love to see it. Who am I to get in the way of people issuing invitations of violence towards each other? So let's see how that goes if it actually happens. What do you guys think about that? Let's see what y'all saying in the chat. Get in the chat. Get in the chat. Tell me what y'all think about that, man. I think I think it's a fool's errand. I think they need to leave them guys alone. That's like yeah. I would love to see it though. I would love to see it. You know. I've seen the pretty much the aftermath of their fights with the Outlaws, and hey, them boys don't play. They had some legendary brawls, and involving bats and pistols and brass knuckles and all of that stuff. So I would really love to see how it goes. Let's look and see what else we can find on Twitter. Uh-oh. I think I got a new one. I think I got one right here. Allegedly, a protester has set themselves on fire. You know, I get protesting things that you are against and standing up for causes that you believe in. Um, but I think setting oneself on fire is a bridge too far. For me, I'm not setting myself on fire for nobody. Let's take a look at this. Seems like I'm getting the wheel of wonder. Ah, here we go. All right, fair use, fair use. Still spinning. So what we're looking at allegedly is a protester who has set themselves on fire. Look at this woman just sit here and just looking like she's at a bonfire or something. Just sitting there like smells like barbecue. Well, I'll tell you this much. At least we didn't see the actual carcass. That would have been gruesome, and I think that would have violated quite a few of the YouTube community standards. So I think we saw enough, but yeah, I said setting oneself on fire out of protest is kind of crazy. See if we can go find some more stuff. You know, that happened in New York City. New York City, as we know, um, they've got a few things going on. They got the Trump trial. They're picking juries. They're picking the jury members right now, and you got the migrant crisis going on out there. So there's a lot going on over there in New York. It is a place I don't care to be. Let me see. Let me see. Got to be careful. Trying not to violate YouTube's. Trying not to violate YouTube's community standards. You know. Let me see. Let me see what else we could see what else is going on over here on Twitter. Well, I tell you. Um the Trump supporters, man, they be going all out. Let me show y'all this. Apparently, some little kid gave President Biden the middle finger at a speaking engagement he had. Let's see what this story is about right here. Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Let's see what we got. And I tell you, it's a big difference in this internet strength and speed outside the house as opposed to inside. You know, I think we're going to have to make some changes, even though Angry Snowman says I am not technologically adept. Fuck you, Angry Snowman. Shout out to Angry Snowman. Um, let's get this going.
Years.
Sometime today.
I've never thought I'd see a time when I'm going through a neighborhood or a rural town in the West and see big signs that have a Trump sign in the middle that says F. Biden, and having a little kid standing with his middle finger, 7 years old, 8 years old. Well, I promise it happens all the time. I've never thought I'd see a time when I'm.
Well, I thought we was gonna get to see the little kid do it. Apparently, it's just him making claims. I mean, if it happened, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, if it didn't happen, and he's being fastidious, he's not being truthful. I wouldn't be surprised at that either. This guy, I trust him as about as far as I can go. So let's find something else. Take a look at in this week's news. Let me see what we got. We're at the foot, the front door of World War III, and there's going to be a lot of big changes coming up. But apparently, that has not stopped the Wakandans from Wakanding. Let's take a look at this video. This is happening in so many cities around the country. It's hard to put a finger on it. My guess is that it's probably Chicago, but we're gonna take a look at this, and you guys give me your thoughts. Well, there's no sound of this. It looks like, but you know, the young people wilding out in the streets. Got this guy with the pants hanging down below his waist, below his buttocks, jumping around, acting a fool in somebody's car. Yeah, I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. I am glad to not be there. Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. Where there's more than three, that's where I won't be. Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. My sentiments exactly. So yeah, we got that. Mike Reese says Wakanda forever. I know, right? Yeah, man. Then these are the same people that'll complain about, you know, not having retail centers where they live and all of this, entertainment and stores and stuff leaving their areas. Well, who wants to be around that? Who wants to be around that? I mean, I was a young person too, and yeah, we had fun, but it's like we didn't do anything like that. So, oh yeah, let me pull this up on Instagram. I don't know if this was a skit, but the way things are going nowadays, I'm not surprised if it wasn't. Let me show this to you all. You guys tell me what you think. I think it could be a skit. It could be the truth, especially in this day and age with the womb hustlers. I think this could very well be a thing. Let me show this to you guys. I don't have any volume on that. Let me see if I can get some volume on this. Here we go. All right, let's let it rip.
40% of his paycheck can support me fully financially. So what happened was I'm a lesbian and I can't have babies the natural way, obviously. So I went the IVF route and I went to a sperm bank and I bought sperm. I get pregnant, I have my baby, I'm living with my girlfriend, she's working full time, so she's supporting us financially. And then all of a sudden she decides she wants to break up and
She said she can't have a baby the normal way. Well, if you are a same sexual, that's usually what happens. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
refuses to give me child support. She said, I don't want anything to do with this baby. I'm not on the birth certificate. I'm not legally obligated to take care of them. I'm out. And I said, well, shit, what am I going to do now? Then it occurred to me, I could sue the baby's biological father. I mean, the baby wouldn't be here without him, right? So my friend that works at the sperm bank got me my sperm donor's contact info, and I texted him, and I acted like it was the wrong number. And we ended up making plans. We were texting back and forth for a while. We ended up making plans to meet up, and I hung out with him for a few months, befriended him, and then I got a DNA sample off of his cup one day, like swabbed it for his saliva.
This fool right here, and I'm not talking about I'm not talking about this womb hustler. I'm talking about the sperm donor. There are so many things wrong with this situation. It's hard to fathom that this could be true, but like I said before, um, stranger things have happened, and you know, these women will um, definitely break all barriers to womb hustle. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
I sent it in and made sure that he actually was the biological father of my child, and he was. So I took him to court to get child support, and they granted me 40% of his paycheck.
Gentlemen, just know, even if you donate semen, you donate sperm, you are not safe from child support. Like I said, I don't know if that was a skit or if that is a true story, but to me, it's entirely possible. Like I said, when it comes to scamming, these women will break all the rules to scam. I did that story the other day with the Nigerian girl that hit up tried to hit up Trevor Bauer, and she was begging this guy to sleep with her and begging to have a sample of his semen so that she could ultimately use it to file a Me Too case against him. Man, you guys, you know what? If my wife left me today, I'm not dating. I'm not dating. I'm buying stock in Jergens or something. I I, I can't do it. It's too wild out here, man. It is like the wild, wild west, and uh, man, I want no parts of it. Let's look up some more stuff. Hey, did y'all hear about that? The pastor that got stabbed over there in Iran. Let's take a look at that story. Let's take a look at this story. You know, Australia has very strict gun control laws, and it's next to impossible to get a firearm. But I tell you, when a criminal wants to do something, where there's a will, there's a way. Let's take a look at this video. What happened to this pastor? I don't understand why Christian churches, more Christian churches, don't have security. I've seen some churches with security, um, in light of the things that have been happening in the last couple of decades, but I don't think enough of them have the appropriate amount of security. I understand they don't want to startle, they don't want to disturb their parishioners, but at the same time, you want to keep your parishioners safe, because if you have an open door policy, any weirdo can walk. All it takes is one weirdo. Any weirdo can walk in and do something violent, and all it takes is one. Let's take a look at this. Uh-oh, not getting any sound. Let's try that again. Hmm. Okay. X won't let me be great with this post, so we'll move on. But anyway, this pastor got stabbed by a Muslim in Iran, and as I said before, I think Christian churches should have better security to protect their parishioners. Let's take a look at some more stuff. I don't understand. Oh, wow. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this next video. See what we got here. There we go. This is a lawsuit. Hmm. Another one. Let me see if we can pull this video up. That's not what. That's not what. Let's try it again. That's not. Let's try it again. Ah, I don't know, gentlemen. X won't let me be great. Not at all. Let's try one more time. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what this is. No. All right, Twitter wilding, man. Twitter wild. Hey, I need to take a break for a second. You guys, take a look at this video by Joe.
Judge, you've been around when you're doing meeting with all these families. What part of the responsibility is mothers? What part of the responsibility is on the father? Because typically the blame goes on the father.
Well, there are no fathers. And see, the thing of it is, these men that just ran off and left the women, these women don't want the men. All they wanted was the babies. And see, you had people like the poetress Nikki Giovanni back in the 60s were going all around the country and they were lecturing the women and they were young women, and they were saying, you don't need a father for your children. Just get preggo, find one that looks good, smart, athletic. Yeah, that one. And don't even tell him that he's the daddy, because if you bring a man into the picture, they screw up everything. So there was this point where if you had the guy around, there was a problem. And then there was some that did want the guy around, but back when I first started practicing law 50 years ago, one of our number one cases was getting the check cut back on because some dingbat social worker would sit at the end of the block with binoculars, and if there was one or two of the 6 or 7 baby daddies trying to play father, they'd cut the check off.
Yeah, shout out to Judge Joe Brown. He is definitely telling the truth. And I know it's the truth because I've heard the same stories before. So I am not surprised whatsoever. That's one of the clips I like to run on the channel. So let's see. Let's see what else we could find to. Whoa. Yeah. This is good. Man. Let's see if I can play this one.
What the fuck?
Somebody had a bad day. Few look like few people had a bad day. Wow. Shout out to that police officer apprehending that criminal. Looked like he ran into a car and a few people. It's a cold world out there, man. It's a cold world out there. What do y'all think about that? Let's talk about it. What do y'all think, man? Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I tell you, you never know what you may see day to day. Let's take a look and see if we can let's see what we can find to entertain ourselves. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I got a good one right here. This is Karen's and Emily's behaving badly. Let's take a look. Let's take a gander at this right here. I tell you, Twitter's a cesspool. See what we got here. Ah, it's moving slow. Here we go. All right, people. I I don't know if this was a I don't know if this was a concert or something like that. It looks like this is taking place at a stadium, but I tell you this much: this time it is not Keisha. It's not Keisha and Tamika. This is Emily and Cinnamon. They are out there brawling, man. Yeah, I tell you, man. I tell you, look like you might have some Latina girls out there, you know, some Marisols, and, whatnot. This might be a concert because this looks like concert clothing. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Want to take another look at it? Yes, no, maybe. It's wild, man. I tell you, it's a cold world out there. Yeah, let's look and see if we can what else we can find. Let's see what else we can find. There you go. Here's a good one. This look like this may be, they say that dogs are man's best friend. And, I got a few dogs myself. And I love my little dogs, but I don't think my dogs got it in them to do what we are about to take a look at. Let's take a look at this video. These guys on the bike look like they're about to try to pull a robbery. The dog was like, nah, not today. Shout out to man's best friend. Yeah. Many of you guys out there own dogs. Like I said, I own a few dogs, but I don't think any of my dogs are up to doing anything like this. In fact, one of my dogs is like Courage, the cowardly dog. This dog is afraid of everything. Big sweet dog, but this dog is built for comfort, not for defense. Let's take a look at let's take a look. See if we can find some more interesting videos. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Had a lot of politics, a lot of stuff about Trump. Let's see what we can see what else we can find. Oh, here's a good one. So y'all know Brandon Johnson is the mayor of Chicago. Right now, Chicago, like New York, is going through it with the migrant situation. And I think Black Americans in Chicago are feeling jilted by Mayor Johnson and the Democratic Party in Chicago and Cook County. This happened at I guess a town hall meeting. This video that we're going to show, and let's take a look at it and talk about it. Here we go. Sometime today. No volume. No volume, man. I tell you, Twitter be wild, man. And it won't let me get to where I can pull the video up so we can see what she's talking about. Ah, well, that was totally useless. That was useless indeed. So, anyway, see if we can let me see what we can find. Ah, let me let me see what. So apparently, the guy that set himself on fire from the video we saw earlier is from St. Augustine. I'm here in Florida, and I am not from I mean, I'm here in Florida, and I am not far from St. Augustine. I'm very close to St. Augustine. St. Augustine it's an interesting place. It's like a cleaner version of Key West, but the past few years, it's getting weirder and weirder. So, with this guy setting himself on fire, I mean, I'm not entirely surprised. Let me let me take a look at this video. So we see all of this stuff going on with Puffy, and you know, it's looking it is looking that quite possibly he is going to be given the R. Kelly treatment. And if he does, I wouldn't be surprised. I've heard stuff about Puffy from way back since 1992. And you know, with all of this talk going on about Puffy Diddy, whatever you want to call him, people have been more or less doing soft wagers of who is the next in line to be exposed. Now, recently, the singer Seal has made the statement that Oprah Winfrey knew exactly what Harvey Weinstein was doing. Harvey Weinstein, as we know, he was he pretty much had a casting couch in Hollywood, and he became a prime target for the Me Too movement. And you know, him and Oprah were pretty chummy. Well, let's take a look at this real quick. It's not any video or anything. Let's see what this post. It says, Oprah Winfrey, you have been selected to be exposed. What do you guys think about that? I've said it before. Sorry about that. I've said it before about Oprah that her time to be exposed is coming near. It looks to be that I am not the only one who feels that way. People are saying Jay-Z is next. Who else are they saying? Jay-Z, Dr. Dre. I don't think it's gonna be those guys, at least not yet. I don't think it's gonna be those guys yet. I think it will be Oprah. I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. I think Oprah is going to be the next one to be exposed. What do you guys think about that? You guys think Oprah is going to be next, or was going to be like Jay Z, somebody like that? What's up, Cortez Smith? Glad to have you on the live stream, man. We were looking at some videos from Twitter in the Twitter streets, and we had a bit of interesting stuff, but had some sound issues with Twitter, so I couldn't really deep dive in there like I want to. And we looked at She-Ra 7 and a little bit about how she was getting trolled about her wig. you know. So it's funny, she's sitting up there talking and petting her wig, and you know. I think with this whole soft guy era, I think a whole I think we're gonna get some more comedy up out of it, you know. So let's uh let's see. Let's see. You know. Um I think more guys are gonna jump in on that soft guy era stuff, and they're gonna be trolling, and they'll continue to trigger uh supporters of the soft girl movement, and a lot of these women with these outrageous standards. So I think we're gonna have a lot to laugh at. Yeah. Let me see with some see if we can find some stuff to look at. I don't want to get into too many of these videos that are long, because I don't want to be on here long, and I don't want to just be, playing through somebody else's videos. So let's see if we could you can find some short videos, man. Some of these guys, they have some good stuff, but you got to really sit there and go through this stuff, and I don't want to. I really don't want to do that. You know, I really don't want to do that for a few reasons. Let's. I tell you, the soft guy era has taken the attention off Fresh from Fresh and Fit for knocking up a Insta. He went there shooting up the club, and you know with Insta, and she tried to womb hustle him. And hey, he's been he's got a bit of scrutiny on him, and they clap back, showing that this girl could quite possibly be scamming, which I wouldn't be surprised. But hey, you know what? I got a video. Hey, so you all know about the Passport Bro movement, and Passport Bro movement is really, um, men going overseas to establish lives and find wives and all of that good stuff. And I've said it quite a bit. Although I'm not a passport bro, I am passport bro adjacent, in that I travel and I support what passport bros are doing. We also know that there are passport sis who they like to frequent places like Jamaica and Italy and things like that, and they go to these places primarily. They say they go looking for love, but they're really trying to get their Stella on, get their backs blown out by men of those countries, and in some cases, um, young boys. you know, well, there are also passport studs. you know. O'Shea Duke Jackson, shout out to O'Shea. Happy birthday to O'Shea. Actually, he had a birthday yesterday. So happy birthday to him. He was either today or yesterday. He did a video on a passport stud who went over to Thailand, and you know, she ran into some problems over there in Thailand. Let's take a look at that video. And if you guys want to talk about it, we can talk about it. Let me see what we got here. Ugh.
And we've been waking up with ants in our room as well. Our neighbor, she ended up moving out, and the ants, we followed the intro from her room to our room. So that's another thing that we're dealing with. Another thing we're dealing with is the light is broken, the bed is broken. It's just a lot of things that's going on just in this living space. The people here are not pleasant people to be around. They're rude. They just
This stud looks like a dude I used to play two-hand touch football with back in the days. Fair use, fair use. Let's continue. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson.
I don't know. They just are who they are, and I really can't say they just got like this because people don't just get like nothing. It's been like this. It's been like this. It's been like this. It's been like this.
When you were coming up as a kid, one of the things your mother probably taught you was to never leave home without your money. Even American Express, the most famous credit card in America, has a saying, don't leave home without it.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Especially for women. What does your mom teach you? When you go out on a date with a man that you don't know, never go empty-handed. Just in case he can't pay the bill or you need to get to a ride home, you always have your money to take care of yourself. Now, for those of us, this is basic knowledge that we pass on to.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products. It's
onto our own kids, our own relatives that are younger than us. But stop the show. There are people who don't care about this particular lesson. I have seen so many people fly all the way to Africa with less than $1,000 trying to live a new life and end up homeless. But that doesn't happen.
Let's take a break for a second and let's look up what Cortez Smith said. Cortez Smith says she looks like Junior from My Wife and Kids. Cortez Smith also says she looks like a dude I used to run the pick and roll with. He caught all my lives. Wow. Cortez also says she looks like Neo. Shout out to Cortez Smith. You wildin', bro. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
Happen that often, but with this lady Kia, it happened for her. She flew all the way to Thailand, less than $500 to her name, and she actually made a series of videos about it like this.
This is how I survived in Thailand with only $7. After living in a small village for almost 5 months, not making any income, I was running out of money. I was down to my last $50. On January 22nd, I decided to take a risk.
Serious question. Who goes to a foreign country with just $500 on it? Who in their right mind goes to a foreign country with just $500 in their pocket? I mean, you hear about the immigrant stories of people coming over to the U.S. with, little to nothing as far as cash, and then they work their way and struggle, and then next they become, they come to a better situation than when they came to the U.S. But this girl, she's hustling backwards. She's hustling backwards. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
And my last $50 on a bus ticket from Chiang Mai to Bangkok, then from Bangkok to Pattaya. That left me with only $7 to my name. I didn't know what to do. I was worried, but I kept my faith and trusted that God would make a way. After making it to Pattaya, I met with a local.
She looked like if you ordered Cisco from Wish. Shout out to Cisco. Fair use, fair use.
I told him my story, and he decided to book me a hotel. And things started to get better at this point.
Every news media outlet roasted her. World Star, I covered it, everybody covered it. We thought it was quite silly for a grown lady to go all the way to a foreign country and couldn't take care of herself, because she then became a burden on other people. But you know what? She started streaming on TikTok, started getting gifts, started making some money, and some people were nice to her and allowed her to even stay in their premises or even give her free food. But we'll come back to that in a minute. Rewind, Nemo! So experiencing Kia is also very unique. Experiencing Kia is also a lesbian. We could call her a stud. Now, when I first covered the story, her girlfriend or fiance was living in the States. But according to this clip, when she was trying to renew her visa, The girlfriend is now in Thailand.
What's good, family? So today was the day that I needed to get my visa extended. So come with me while I get a simple visa extension.
I know it's wrong, but it feels so...
Yeah. So we had to wake up extremely early. The immigration office is always extremely busy, so it's like you want to get there really early so you can get in line and you don't have to be there all day. Another thing, I don't think I ever told y'all that my fiance finally made it from America to Thailand. So when I say we, I mean me and her and I.
So now the girlfriend is living in Thailand with her. Now, where they're staying is inside of a...
Two broke bras in a foreign country. You can't make it up. You cannot make this shit up. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
nail shop, and there's like another business on the second floor. And where they live on the third floor is where they're staying. Now remember, there were some people in Thailand who actually were nice to her and gave her opportunities because she was homeless. But stop the show. Things happen, right? Now, as she's gonna point out in this video, the owner was okay with her staying there, but the owner's sister and boyfriend did not like her at all. For whatever reason, they did not like them at all. All right. And then things start.
She's around here looking like a cross between Kevin Gates and Manny Fresh. Let's continue.
Getting really out of hand. So a video came out yesterday that's going viral of this whole situation that broke down between, you know, her and the people that live there. Let's play the video and then we're going to come back.
What's good, family? So we just now coming back from doing a long day of work. I'm proud of my fiance. She finally got business up and running, so it's a celebration. But yeah, finished doing today's work, today's task. This is one of my favorite ladies, y'all. Hello. That lady is so sweet, so nice. I always go eat noodles there, but we are headed back to the crib. I gotta do some things on the phone. I gotta call some people, take care of some business.
She said I gotta do some things on the phone. The phone. What you gotta do on the phone? What kind of business you gotta take care on the phone? Does it involve a strap on? Let's continue.
But today was actually a good day. It was actually a good day. Nothing happened. It was smooth sailing. Now I'm back at the shop. Wow. So this is what we come back to today.
Looks like the most evicted got evicted in Thailand. And getting worldwide evictions. Fair use, fair use. Let's continue.
This is what we come back to today. Huh? Oh, it's okay. Alright, yeah.
That's crazy.
You got the key, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, alright. Alright. Alright.
Can you open the door?
It's locked? It's not locked.
You stop filming here.
Okay, we just trying to make sure all of our things out of the room.
But you film too much already.
Yeah, it's been a lot going on here, so right now we just going upstairs to make sure all of our things are out of the room.
Shout out to Cortez Smith. He said she looks like a Timu Bill Dukes. Shout out to Bill Duke. Wow. Man. Yeah, she is not easy on the eyes.
So we just making sure we got all of our things out the room, y'all. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Let's make sure everything is out. Y'all, so this is what's going on.
Y'all see the young Thai lady break out the cell phone? It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You know, the BWs love recording people on their cell phone in conflict situations. And now she's being recorded on the cell phone in a potential conflict situation. Shout out to the young Thai lady.
Make sure everything is out. All right. Everything is going. Oh, this for me. Wow. Huh? Use it.
You stop!
No, CC, just give me my phone, please.
Who will take your phone?
No,
Take it.
he got my girl phone. I see him put it in his pocket.
What the fuck? This thing. We had money in our purse as well.
I need my phone. I need my phone.
He got all.
Well, I tell you, YouTube is wild. I got to go ahead and get that YouTube premium.
I just need my phone back, bro.
Okay, check.
I just need my phone
Check,
back.
check.
I just need my phone back.
Check.
He got Hey, you know what the fuck I'm saying? He got my girl phone. I know it.
Stop. Push the shit out to both of y'all.
It's alright.
Yeah, bitch. It's alright. Fuck, let's just get our stuff.
It's alright.
What the fuck, bro?
Get your shoes.
This is the message I sent her the day before the attack.
This is insane.
Owner boyfriend approached me with the intention to break my camera.
I want to see the part where they get deported.
This is another conversation I had with the owner trying to understand what I did to make him so mad. This was her response.
But you, but just because of the truth.
He decided to go to the police and make a report of the assault.
States, like honest to God, if you lived in it's really hard to explain. It's the loudest person who wins in America. The loudest person who wins, the guy who punches.
And it's strong.
It's not actually tough. I would say it's more like a self-defense kind of a mechanism.
Strong shit.
Yeah.
If I was in like this situation and I know I'm wrong,
You know what? I changed my mind. I don't accept the 3,000.
But you, wrong, you know?
But
like,
just because of the truth.
That part, I can't see that. But the reality is this. She went to a country with who has a German man, is saying that she was not paying rent, so she's an insider to the complete story. Here's what I am gonna say. That 120,000 Thai baht that she was fined is the equivalent of $3,306. All right? And again,
Yo, if she don't have $500, she went to the country, didn't have $500 to her name. You know, she don't have $3,299. She ain't got $3,300. to pay that fine. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
I saw the video of what she was doing. Like, she had a weapon. She was definitely hitting things, breaking things inside of the shop. I don't know what escalated that part. I can't see that. But the reality is this. She went to a country with no money. All right. You're there in the country with no money. Also, I don't know what people feel about same-sex relationships in Thailand. I think it's possible there, or it's something that may happen there. I'm not sure what's going on. But it seems like she was being somewhat of a burden.
As far as that go with the same-sex relationships in Thailand, they have lady boys, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's the lady boy country. So I would imagine that they don't really trip about that. They trip about you coming over there and acting a fool. Let's continue.
And if she had a lot of money, she wouldn't have to go through anything that she was going through. Now, she did accuse the guy of taking her phone. She did accuse the guy of taking her girlfriend's phone. Some of the items may have been missing. They were being locked out and things like that. I just want to say that I've experienced really silly things like happening overseas, especially in Uganda. And yeah, things like crazy things like that can happen, but you always got to remember and stop the show. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell on this channel when your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson comes on, right? Things can happen in countries like that. It's just something that occurs, and you are always going to be looked at as if you're in the wrong. That's how they're going to see it. It's how they view it. It's how it is. And as an American, you're not going to have any leeway over it. Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Man, I was really looking forward to the part of seeing her get deported. I mean, that's what's in the title. I wanted to see him get deported. I wanted to see him at the immigration office getting kicked out. Well, we did see the results of the eviction, so but hey, I wanted to see the part where they got deported. Cortez Smith said, "That's wild. How Keisha getting evicted overseas too? Yeah, man. They getting evicted overseas, man. It's wild, man. There's a saying that goes, no matter where you go, there you are, and this is the prime example. You know that is one of many lessons we've been seeing lately of the passport cis movement going to places and you know really turning up like they do in the States and suffering the consequences of bad behavior. I think it was the day before yesterday. I did a video about a woman talking about a woman she was sharing a house with in Ghana who was treating the Ghanaians poorly. And Ghana has the whole um that year of return or something like that, basically where Black Americans who desire to move over there can come over there and get citizenship and set up residence and whatnot. And I've seen quite a few stories along with that one where you have the American BW going over to Ghana and really turning up, acting a fool. And, you know, it's like they don't understand that's not the United States. You can't act a fool and have people coddle you. I mean, even in Africa, when I was in the military, I had a few African buddies, and I told them my background, and I told them, I got a trip planned to Africa next year. As you all know, I got Central American and a Caribbean background, a Latin Caribbean background, and but I did an ancestry, and I found out what the breakdown of my African DNA, and I was like, I would like to go over there. And one of the Africans that I was in the military with, he said, Well, when you go over there, you let me know, because then when you get over there, I can show you how to live as an African, because you're not an African, which I agree, I'm not an African, and but he stressed the importance of learning the customs and different things in the countries, and knowing how to move so that you can minimize your um, conflicts and issues going over there. I mean, it's a different country, it's a different continent full of different countries with different customs and different languages and different people. One African country is not exactly like the others. These people have different, languages and cultures and different belief systems and things like that. And you have to learn that in Africa. And that's the same with going over to other countries, you know. Hold on. Let me turn this camera back up. Yeah, that's the same as going over to other countries that, in order to be successful in those places, you have to learn the customs. Even in the countries that I have roots in. I have roots in Honduras and Belize and Puerto Rico, and you know, all three of those are different places, and even in those places, depending on what part of those respective countries you're in, the people do different things. Even the language is different. Like a lot of people, you take Puerto Rico, you think it's all Spanish, which Spanish is pretty much the language of the country. But if you are in the north part of Puerto Rico, the language is actually different than in the southern part, because in the northern part, um, they in the northern part of Puerto Rico, the Spanish is more, I want to say, it's more indigenous. But when you go down to the southern part of Puerto Rico, a lot of those people have French roots. And so a lot of the Spanish has French influence. In Belize, the uh you have the Garifuna, you have the Creoles, then you have um the Mayans, you have Belizean Americans, you have actually Belizeans who are descendants from the Americans that were sent to Belize by President Lincoln. A lot of people don't know that. Um, but you have the descendants of Black Americans that were sent to Belize by President Lincoln. Then you have the Mennonites. You have a lot of Canadians close to I want to say Corozal. You know, um, you have a lot of Guatemalans in the north part of Belize. It's different. Even Honduras. Um, my roots are with the Garfunas in Honduras, and it's a very different culture than the Mayan culture of Honduras. Yeah, then you got to understand the history. There's a lot of pirate influence, quite frankly, in Honduras. It's there's a lot of pirate history there. So you got to know this stuff. You got to know the ins and outs and the nuances of the different cultures. It always helps to be able to speak the language of wherever you decide to go, because understand this: people in most parts of the world speak English to some degree. The problem with Americans is that most Americans only speak English, especially if your family has been here more than a couple of generations. Most Americans primarily speak English. And I learned this when I was in Iraq and Kuwait. You know, they speak French, they speak Egyptian, they speak Gulf Arabic, they speak English, and you know, Americans that go over there just speak English, you know. So they know what you're saying. You don't know what they're saying. And that's an issue anywhere you go, you know. So it's always good to pick up the language to some degree, you know, that to have a working knowledge of the language so that you can be safe and it just adds to convenience of movement, you know. Um, and that's the thing with a lot of guys that want to be passport bros. Your guys that are really good at being a passport bro, they learn the language of the places that they go to. And so shout out to the passport bros that do that, the real ones, not the, weekend getaway bros, you know. Um, but that's the thing, man. You gotta understand the place that you're going to, you know. So, and I think that a lot of that gets lost with the Keishas that go overseas, and then they get in these places and they show out, they show their ass. Next, you know, they wind up getting locked up, beat up, locked up, kicked out of the countries, embarrassed, having conflicts with the locals, and it's not a good look because you know it's going to make news, and in some cases they get deleted. You know, yeah, I mean it's already extra dangerous for a woman to travel outside of the U.S. by herself, and to add having um being confrontational and being you know nasty to the locals. Oh, excuse me, I gotta fix this camera. It doesn't help, you know. It already it adds, it increases an already challenging situation. So, you know, I think we're going to continue to see stories such as that. You know, that's not the first time I've seen a story where some studs, some passport studs, got kicked out of the country. I think a couple of years ago, there was a passport stud couple that got kicked out of Indonesia for trying to push the rainbow lifestyle in that country. And then in Kuwait, you had a passport stud couple uh, get arrested, locked up in a Kuwaiti prison for a hot minute for smoking weed. Now, I got a story about that particular, about that country, about Kuwait. I was in Kuwait, and I'm moving around doing what I had to do. You know, I was there on military deployment, and I had the opportunity to see an execution over there. Well, the aftermath of an execution in Kuwait, and the person that got executed got caught with weed, was selling weed, and got caught by the Kuwaiti authorities, had a trial, and got executed. And all of that happened in a span of 2 years. By the time I had gotten there, and witnessed the situation, that person had already been arrested, tried, convicted, sentenced, and the sentence was carried out. And it was a 2 year period. You know, it was wild, man. I was like, whoa, you know, they they don't play around in these countries. And if they don't play around with their citizens, they're not gonna play around with you, especially because you are not from there. You know, you're not from there. And so this is something to keep in mind. You know, even in the Dominican Republic, something as simple as a car accident, you know, you're gonna wind up paying a whole lot of money. You're gonna be guilty even if the accident wasn't your fault. You're gonna be at fault by the time they get done with you. And you're gonna wind up paying a whole lot of money, and run a lot of shenanigans with how they insure vehicles and stuff over there. So going to places like this, I don't even drive. You know, when I go to most places, I don't even drive. I hire a driver. You know, the only time I really drove in a country outside of the U.S., you know, other than on military deployment, where you know it's your job to drive. But I drove in Belize, and man, that was crazy. You know, driving around, seeing my family and stuff there. Man, that it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. And if you are a woman in that country and they see you driving, they're gonna push up on you. You know, if you're a man driving the car, not so much, but you know, you're still gonna have issues. And in most of those roads in Belize, those roads are not the best roads. And and if you don't know where you're going, man, good luck. Good luck. Cortez Smith says, yep. There was another passport rainbow couple who was arrested in Bali for not paying and grabbing an employee. Yeah, I saw that. That happened, I want to say like the middle of last year. I remember that. I remember that case, man. I do remember that one. Um they made the social media rounds with that. Let me fix this camera, man. Camera is tripping. Let me see what's going on with this camera. What we got? I guess it's okay. But yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. You know, I don't understand the whole, you know, uh, the passport rainbows. Um, I don't understand a lot of that, you know, trying to push the agenda on people in these countries. I really don't. Um, it's like leading people alone, you know, leaving people alone, man. And live quietly. Live quietly, especially if you're doing something that is not the norm in those places. You want to live quietly and move carefully. You know, be great when you go to those areas, man. When you go outside the country here, they have all kinds of weird parades, and you know every other month is a month or a day in the month for them. They don't play that overseas in most countries. You know, you see what the Africans in Uganda said about it. You know, when the U.S. was trying to you know, bribe them into or basically dangle money in front of their face to push their agenda, and they refuse. They don't want that stuff over there. You know. Yeah, Cortez Smith says, I think they used the download man, black man narrative was created to deflect it from it being them who were on the download. Yeah, but we know the rates on that is it's like 28% in this day and age. I want to say in 2020 or 2020 or 2019, 2020, it was pretty much a statistic that came out from the CDC that something like 28% of Black American women identify as rainbow gang, you know. And so I guess they figured some of them figure they're gonna be rainbow ambassadors in other places around the world. And you know, a lot of places they're not having it. They're not having it, you know. It is what it is, man. You know. Hey, do me a favor, get them likes up, man. Get the likes up. You know, we got a few likes. Do me a favor, get all the likes up. I got 11 views. Get the likes up. Cortez Smith says, when I was in ATL, I didn't see rainbow men walking around in broad daylight. It was only them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. you know. Yeah, I the last time I went to Atlanta and actually spent time there was like 1991. And it was a very different Atlanta back then. I mean, they were there, but they weren't like they are now. In fact, no, I take that back because I was in the greater Atlanta area back, I want to say 2014, for a month for military training. And it was definitely different than 1991. I tell you that much. It was, and like Cortez Smith said, it was primarily women walking around, you know, set tripping and repping the Rainbow Gang, you know, and that was back then. And even back then in 2014, it wasn't like they weren't like aggressive with it, you know. Not like what I'm hearing now. What I'm hearing now is just it's buck wild with that, you know. So yeah, man, um, thing is wherever you go, when in Rome, do what the Romans do, pause. we we know about Roman history, but I say that to say, whatever the locals are doing, it's best that you do that. Try to blend in with the locals, you know. Anyway, all right. I'm tired of running my mouth. I appreciate everybody coming in and supporting the stream. Um, I don't know if I'll do anything this weekend. I may do something Sunday. I may do like a Sunday sermon. Scared the shit out of y'all with some talk about demons and stuff. I have a live stream coming soon talking about the 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 the, talking about biblical demons, how they are represented in popular culture in the US today, and as well as like mythical the gods of antiquity, how they are represented in the current American culture, because a lot of it is hidden in plain sight. And if you don't know what you're looking at, you don't know what you're participating in. And you could be participating in a lot of stuff that may be against your beliefs. This is not, when I do it, it's not for the purpose of proselytizing, because I am a deist and a um, hemotheist, which means I believe in um, uh, 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 I believe in a head God. I also believe that there are other gods that people worship, and I acknowledge that there are other gods that people worship. It's not to say, I'm not a pantheist where, you know, there's a bunch of different gods for different things and I worship those gods. Not at all. As a deist, I believe that there is a God above all, and as a hemotheist, I acknowledge that there are other gods that people worship. That's all. I just recognize it happens. I know what it is, but you know, I believe in one God above all. So that's how I get down. And the information that I'll put out will be for the sake of information only. What you do with it is what you do with it. If you decide to um, come on that stream when I do it, but I think it's information you should know, because you'd be shocked at um, where these different gods of antiquity pop up, and as well as demons of antiquity. I talked a few days ago about the Statue of Liberty. A lot of people don't realize what the Statue of Liberty is, the significance of the Statue of Liberty, and who that Statue of Liberty actually represents, which is Lilith. It represents Lilith, and Lilith is the, she's considered to be the demon mother. you know. And so, you know, shout out to Angry Man because he did a stream about where he talked about Lilith today. He put out a lot of good information based on what he's read in a book called Paradise Lost, which I have also read that book. So I am well familiar with the story of Lilith and I know what it is when I see it and when I hear it. I know exactly what he's talking about. I know exactly when people say that they, you know, they're worshipers of Lilith, or they follow principles of Lilith. I know exactly what it is. It's something I'm familiar with, and you know, it all makes sense when I see these people's attitudes and behaviors. I go, oh, okay, I see what you're about, you know. And there's an idea that when it comes to women, that there are two types of women in the world. Some of the women are children of Eve, and some are children of Lilith. And you see representations of both in society today. So we'll talk about it when I do that stream. So get your minds ready for that. Like I said, I'm not going to be teaching you guys nothing to proselytize or, you know, to be um pushing an agenda this way or that. But I do want to put that information out because I don't think a lot of people know, and some people want to know. Okay, so some people want to know, and I'll explain how I learned about all of it, learned about the stuff I learned about, you know. So, you know, I have a very, very storied background with how I learned about that stuff, you know, through my life experiences and studies throughout my life. Anyway, I'm about to shut the stream down. I appreciate you guys being here. As I said before, this is Mr. Royce of Royce Media. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe, share with your friends. I appreciate you guys being here. Be safe, enjoy your weekend, spend times with your family and your friends, and you know, play hard like you work hard. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.